Hi, my name is JTardino. I live in Rockville Center, New York. I'm in 6th grade. I'm 11 years old. And today I'm going to be making an egg frittata for you with a lot of fresh herbs. I got some fresh dill here, some fresh cilantro, some spinach, and I'm going to be chopping an onion also for that nice flavor. And I got a little zucchini going here, got some Asiago cheese, and let's get started. So first I'm going to be chopping up half an onion. So I like to get nice precise cuts on that onion. So yeah. You want to get it a nice dice so that it's not too big chunks when you're actually putting it into the frittata. So you want nice dicing here. And you can just do this in a way. I like to cut here and then do little marks and score it. Then I like to cut through the onion. And that's about good. And you can mince it up a little bit more if you want to, which I'm going to do that. Just like that. And this is going to go in our delicious frittata. Right, and I'm just going to put this in a bowl. Nice fresh onion. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little salt over that and put it to the side. Okay, so next I'm going to be cutting up my fresh dill. As you can see, I have a little bit of fresh dill here. Just get it nice fresh at the supermarket, and it's so easy to cut up, and it gives a great amount of flavor in whatever dish you want to put it in. And I just really love to cook because I just like the way you can feel free and just chop up all this. And while I'm chopping this dill up, I want to tell you something a little bit about me. I live with my mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers. I have 1 older brother and I have 1 twin brother. Isn't that cool? It's pretty cool. So I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to also put this in my bowl with my onion. Now this is all going in the same pan. Got green hands. Okay, now I'm going to chop up some cilantro right here. There we go. And I'm not overpowering it. I'm only putting just a little bit. I do not want to overpower my whole dish because, of course, you know, cilantro is typically used in guacamole, Asian things, you know, a lot of stuff like that. I just think it has a very nice, minty kind of touch. I love this guacamole, and it also pairs very well with the dill and the onion. It has a nice oniony kind of texture, and I really like it. So that's why I'm adding it today. And I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit more salt. Okay, now I'll show you my trick to getting nice small zucchini without getting giant chunks in your frittata. Here I just have a simple cheese grater. I'm going to be grating just some zucchinis I washed, and I cut the top and the bottom off so you don't have those like stubble thingies. So I'll show you here. I'm going to be grating it. Just a simple grate. I have 4 here, but you can use as many as you want. I don't know if I'll be using all of them. Maybe I'll use 2 because I do not want to overpower the eggs, like I said, in the frittata. So you're just grating it nice. It grates super easily. So I find this to be a nice, easy way. Instead of, you know, chopping it up, it's just a little simple. Next, after this, I'm going to be chopping up the spinach. Now, you can use a lot of spinach because it does melt down into like this much. You can buy this much spinach, and it'll get like to that much. So it's okay. You can use as much as you really want to. Okay, so I think that's about good. So I got 1 zucchini here, and I'm just going to put it in with everything else. This is a very messy and wet process because, well, it's zucchini and it's messy, and I'm just going to finish this little piece off and get that in the bowl. And you have to season along the way with salt and pepper, so you keep those flavors nice. Little pepper in there. Now I'm going to move on to my spinach. And now my spinach, I just have a simple bag here of spinach. You know, you get that at the supermarket. And I'm just going to cut the bag open. Like that. I'm just going to cut it. Just like that. And I am going to get about that much spinach. Maybe a little bit less. There we go. And now spinach is a great addition because it goes really well with zucchini. It's that kind of vegetable that just melts down in your mouth, and it just has that amazing flavor, and it's really good for everything, spinach. I love it, and it's just some regular spinach, and they're not baby spinach, it's really regular. So I'm not, chopping it really well. I'm just coarsely chopping it, not too much. Just you want that nice rough chop look, so it looks homemade. You want that nice, you don't want the leaves to be too big, or else you're gonna have chunks of spinach in your frittata, and you don't want that. So I have here my bowl, and I'm actually going to put it in this bowl because it is kind of odd. It may look like a lot, but trust me, it melts down. And I'm going to season this with salt and pepper. Okay, now moving on. I am going to just take a tiny bit of dill, and I'm going to mix that with just a tiny bit of cilantro. Just together, they're going to go here, and I'm going to put them in a bowl that I'm going to be scrambling my eggs so that this gets in the nice egg and you get a little bit more of that inside your egg. I am going to be taking a carton of eggs. So these nice eggs, and I think I'm going to put about 6 eggs, and then you could take a look after you've kind of cracked your eggs, and if you think that it's too much, well, trust me, just like the spinach, when you scramble it, it gets smaller, the portion. So I'm also going to be putting milk with these eggs so they scramble better and they have a creamy texture. And the reason I added the cilantro and dill to it was, a nice little color to the egg. You get that nice taste in the egg instead of plain eggs. I just think it adds a really beautiful touch. So what got me started cooking was every holiday I would kind of just be with my family every holiday, and we'd be cooking in the kitchen. And it would be so fun. I just want to help my dad out, and we'd be cooking, and I just got to love it. I wanted to do it every day. So this is what got me started. So I have 6 eggs in there. I think I'm going to add 2 more, so I have 8. Because I'm going to put this in a big frittata pan. Now it doesn't have to be a frittata pan. You can use just a big stir fry pan or whatever you really have laying around your house. So I'm going to take that, and I'm also going to scramble that, and I'm going to get some milk out of the fridge. Okay, so I've just scrambled my eggs really nicely, and as you can see, I added a little bit of milk, I'd say I added a cup of milk. I didn't measure it, it's just, I'm eyeballing it. Alright, these look about good, and when it's done, you'll know because it's just going to look yellow like this. So I'm going to bring them over here to my fry pan, which I'm going to put on medium heat, and I got a little olive oil in there. It's going to heat up nice, and I'm not going to use my eggs yet. So those vegetables we chopped up? Yeah, we're going to put those in the pan. So we got these nice vegetables. They're going to go in the pan with us. Don't forget to bring the salt and pepper with you. This is a priority. So one thing while the pan is heating up, I'm going to grate a little bit of Asiago cheese. I think it just adds a beautiful touch, that nice cheese. I love Asiago. It is so good. It has that nice creamy texture, and it will go well with egg because who doesn't love egg and cheese? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm starting to grate my Asiago cheese, I think it adds a beautiful touch. I mean, I'm grating this small so there's not giant chunks of cheese. So it comes out nice and small. You don't have to worry about those chunks of cheese. You know, you don't want it to be like, that nice gloppy cheese. But, sometimes I like that. But this is a frittata. The star is the egg. Okay, so I'm only putting about that much cheese. Maybe a little bit more. Because you don't want to overpower the dish with cheese. You want it to have that signature egg flavor. Okay, I'm only adding a little bit of cheese because I do not want too much cheese. Okay, so my pan is hot. I'm going to add my vegetables. Spinach is going to be added once all this is nicely cooked down. This should take about 5 to 10 minutes for all the onions to be opaque. And you want all this to cook down together in a nice sort of just blend. You want it to, be cooked down for enough to add the spinach. Because the spinach, if you add it now, then it's going to cook down really quickly. And then you're going to burn your spinach in the pan. So you have to cook this stuff first because it takes longer. And as you can see, the grated zucchini is not too big in there. So I'm going to crank it up to high so we get it nice cooking fast. And this is a great brunch recipe. Alright, I'm back. So I've added my spinach in this pan with all my herbs and onions cooked down, my zucchini and everything. So it should look a little something like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my cheese. I just have a little Asiago here. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle the cheese over. Make sure you get it all in there. I love cheese. It's really good. And once it's all melty and gooey, just like this, I'm going to preheat my oven to 400, just like that. Make sure that 400. You can go lower if you want it, but I just feel like this temperature is right so that you can cook it down enough just to have it perfect. I'm going to shut my heat off. And now we don't want the eggs to cook in here because that's not the point of a frittata. So I'm going to take my egg mixture like I showed you before. Make sure it's nice and whisked. Get that out of there. And let it cool down for a minute. And just dump your eggs in. Nice. And you hear that nice, quiet sound? That means you did it right. So just stir it around just a little bit. I want to get those nice and combined. And come on, take a look at this. Come on, you gotta see this. It has nice herb infused. These eggs are not cooking yet. We gotta wait till the oven preheats. So just move these guys over here. And he's gonna sit for whatever time your oven takes to preheat. Mine takes about 10 or 15 minutes. So this is the finished product. It is hard to flip, trust me, but in the end, it looks homemade. Come on, you wanna eat that, don't you? Don't you? And my favorite part about cooking is because in the end, I can eat the food, I can share it with my family, and we can it's just so good. I'll show you, come here. Just put a little salt on there, and enjoy. That is so good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned, and I will just be making you more delicious recipes. So come on, join in. You gotta have to try this recipe. Thank you so much. Bye.